everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Well, today out here on a beautiful Florida winter's day. It is about 60 degrees, and I just can't complain. It's a beautiful day to be out here on the road and riding on the bike. And I know a lot of you are snowed in right now, as much of the country is a frozen tundra right now with snow and ice. But you know what? I'm out here riding for you in your honor. So I'll keep riding on two wheels while you stay warm, and soon enough you'll be out there riding on your own. So there was something I was thinking about the other day, and that was, what could have I done better when I first started learning to ride? Like, what were the things that I wish I had done a little bit differently and a little bit better when I was first getting into riding? So, you know, I've been riding a little less than a year now, and I've owned this Sportster for, I don't know, 8 months now. And I was thinking, if I could do it all over again, what would I do different? The way I did it was I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and then I went out and bought a bike, and I just tried to figure it out on my own. Was it the best way of doing it? Probably not. But it worked out for me, but I think that if I had gone a different route, that it might have been a little bit better. So here are my 5 tips for new riders who are thinking about getting into motorcycles. If you're thinking about buying your first bike, you're thinking about getting your license, and you're thinking about riding, here are the 5, I think, most basic tips I could give you. Number 1, take the MSF course. Make that your first priority. Do that first. Now, I waited. I bought my bike, I kind of figured out how to ride, and then I took the MSF course. And while it was still very helpful, I think I could have benefited more if I had taken that first, before I actually bought the bike and before I actually taught myself how to ride. Because the MSF course is structured as a you don't know anything about motorcycles course. It starts off at the most basic level, at the how to just sit on the bike, what are the controls, how to shift gears, you know, how to turn it on, how to turn it off, basic maneuvering, stopping, starting, cornering, etc. You know, it's built for a new rider. So if you have never been on a motorcycle, ridden a motorcycle, and you're interested in doing it, make that your first priority. Find an MSF course near you and take it. It's worth the money, especially if you're a new rider. Thinking back on it, I really wish I did take the MSF course first. I made a lot of mistakes when I was teaching myself how to ride, and I developed a lot of bad habits up front, which I then corrected later down the road after the MSF. But in the beginning, I did do a lot of things the wrong way, just because I didn't know what I was doing. And everything was very helpful that I learned on the internet, but it's another thing when you get an intensive 2-day course that teaches you the right way of doing things. So definitely go take the MSF course. All right, so number 2, the second tip I could give you if you're a new rider and you're new to motorcycles is to go out and buy proper gear. This is very important because you want to be sure that as a new rider that you are safe. And having a quality helmet, having quality gloves, quality shoes, because new riders make mistakes. Don't cheap out on gear. You know, buy a quality helmet, buy some gloves, buy some good riding shoes. You know, as you get more experienced, you can tailor your gear to the way you ride, but I think to start off with, definitely buy something quality. You know that old saying, buy once, cry once? I think that holds true, because if you buy something really cheap up front, you're going to replace it down the road, and you're going to end up spending more money anyways. So in the end, it's worth it. It might hurt up front a little bit, but it's totally worth the investment. So number 3, Number 3 is something also I wish I had done. And that is go try out as many bikes as possible. So when I was getting into riding, I was just dead set on the Sportster. And I love the Sportster, but I didn't try anything else out. I literally was just like, Sportster is it. That's all I'm getting, Sportster. It's like Sportster, Sportster, Sportster. It was never a question. And I literally sat on one Sportster and I was like, this is it. And even when I sat on that Sportster, it wasn't super comfortable because it had mid-controls, and I'm 6'3", and the mid-controls sucked, and my knees were in my face. And I was like, all right, doesn't matter. I'll just buy forwards and put the forwards on, and I'll deal with it. So even though I love the Sportster, I do wish I tried sitting on more bikes. You know, I wish I just went to the dealer and tried out more bikes. But, you know, I had the nerves of, like, you know, I'm a noob. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I liked. And I was just kind of nervous about going in and just saying, like, you know, I don't know what I want or what I like. And I just ended up not trying anything out. Even if you don't have your license yet, just go sit on the bikes. See how they feel. Do they feel comfortable? Is the seat comfortable? Is your leg position comfortable? Can you flat foot the bike? Is it too short? Is it too tall? You know, there's a lot of things that are different for each rider. Each person is different, so each person's gonna feel a little different on every bike. You're never gonna know unless you try it out, because the last thing you wanna do is get a bike that you're not happy with, and then you're stuck riding, and you're not gonna enjoy this. And it's all about just enjoying riding and not being uncomfortable. All right, so number 4. Once you get that bike, you got your license, you passed your MSF, you need to go practice. And if you're a new rider and you just got that bike, the first thing you're going to want to do is get out there. But my suggestion is to start slow. The way I did it was I just started in my neighborhood. The first time I went out on my bike, I just went around the block around my house. Started really slow. Just got the hang of the bike, how it felt, and just made it around a few blocks. And then next I set another goal, which was, all right, I'm gonna go down this street, and then I'm gonna turn around and come back out on a real road. And basically went incremental distances to just get a feel what it was like riding with traffic, real traffic. Because in the MSF course, you're just in a closed course. When you're out on the road, it's a whole different feel. The last thing I did was just go find a parking lot somewhere, because you need to hone those skills you learned at the MSF course. You need to practice your U-turns. You need to practice turning from a stop. You need to practice all those things that are going to happen in real life, that you need to know that you can do them right away and not worry about it. So go to a parking lot, find a mall somewhere, or a school, or somewhere that's going to have just a big empty lot, and you can just practice. I find that to be really helpful, and I still do that sometimes. I'll go find a lot and I'll practice. All right, last tip, number 5. And that is ride within your ability. You know, you're a new rider. You just got this motorcycle. You're excited to be out on the road. Wow, this is a hell of a lot of fun. You can get in way over your head really quickly. You can get something with a big ass engine in it. You can haul ass. You might be doing 80, 90 miles an hour down the road, and all of a sudden there's cars all around you, and then boom, what's gonna happen? So I always like to say, ride within your ability, meaning at first, you know what? You don't need to go super fast. You can just take it easy, go out for a cruise, you know, feel out the roads, feel out the twisties, just see how the bike feels. You know, just take incremental steps when you're riding. Start off on the back roads, work your way up to the main roads, and eventually you can make your way up to the highways. But don't just jump out on the highway first time out of the gate you know, you're just gonna get yourself in over your head. I took my time, worked my way up, and you know what? It's paid off. Now I'm very comfortable on any road situation, and I don't have to really worry about it. You know, I'm still cautious. If you psych yourself out, you're never going to want to get out there. You're never going to want to ride. And in the end, this is all about having fun and enjoying the process. So definitely work your way up and ride within your abilities. So those are my 5 tips for new riders if you're just looking to get into motorcycle riding. And those are the things that I wish I had done it in that order. Looking back on it, I think that would have worked out a little bit better. I kind of did it a little bit out of order. And, you know, hindsight being 2020, I definitely think I could have done a better job. It all works out in the end. Take it from my experience as a new rider that I wish I had done it this way. Do what's most comfortable for you. Enjoy the process. Take your time. Enjoy the journey. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate everyone who watches. You know, hit that like, comment, and subscribe button, and leave a comment below if you have any advice for new riders, because I always think the more experienced riders can always lend some advice to new riders. Stay tuned, because I'm going to be announcing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway that will be coming up really soon. And I appreciate everyone who subs and watches again. So as always, you keep riding, you stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, YouTube, peace.